What's up everybody, OT for Tech here, and this is the Oppo Find 7. This is the Oppo Find 7a's big brother, the one sporting the higher up specs as well as a better display. But before we get into the unboxing, I want to check out what Oppo sent me to go along with my Oppo Find 7. And that's a portable charger by iLike. And as you see just by peeping in the window through the box, it is in white, and flipping the box over you can see it says external battery. It charges at 2 amps and it's a 6,000 milliamp battery, so it's going to be able to recharge this phone a lot. So let's go ahead and open up the box and see what comes inside, and you can see you have some literature and just some paperwork on how to use it. You have a certificate of authenticity, and then you have the data cable to charge your iLike or your device that you hook up to your iLike. On the bottom of the iLike you have a standard USB port as well as a micro USB port and a on-off button. It feels very premium. It has a metallic finish on the bottom with a soft glossy white plastic finish on the top. So that's enough of this portable charger talk. Let's crack open the Oppo Find 7. I want to see what comes inside the box. And you can see the cardboard box has a standard pull tab to let you open it up to expose that beautiful casing that the Oppo Find 7 comes in. We'll go ahead and set the Oppo Find 7 to the side. You can see you have a pair of premium headphones, a data cable, and of course your rapid charger that's going to charge your battery very fast. And to the left of that you have a little pack here that feels almost like a faux leather type design. Go ahead and open it up, and it's going to have some literature and some paperwork describing your Oppo Find 7 as well as the 3,000 milliamp battery that's going to power this monster beast of a phone. I meant to record the audio, but I forgot to plug in my external microphone, so swoosh, that's the sound that you guys like to hear. So let's go ahead and power on the phone and see what we got. And you can see now that the phone is done booting and loading up for the first time, you're greeted with a lock screen with a bunch of vibrant colors exposing that Quad HD display. We'll go ahead and unlock the device. You can see it's your typical Oppo setup. Once I was done setting it up, I was greeted with an update. So we're going to go ahead and update the phone and show you around while it updates. And don't forget to peel off that piece of plastic on the bottom that covers your notification light. The design of the Oppo Find 7 has not changed from the Oppo Find 7a, but just in case you're not accustomed to it, if you take a look at the bottom, you have a micro USB 2.0 charging port with a single microphone. On the right side, you have your volume up and down buttons with the racing stripe pattern that goes all the way around the sides and top and bottom of the phone. At least for the black model, that is. But if you take a look at the top, you have a 3.5mm headphone jack. And if we move on to the left side of the phone, you have the power button. That's one thing I do not like about the Oppo phones is the power button placement. I feel like it should be on the right side, not the left side, but that might be because I'm right-handed. The back of the phone, which is made of like a carbon fiber type material, features a speaker cutout as you see on the bottom, and moving up to the top you have the Oppo logo with dual LED flash as well as a 13 megapixel camera. Honestly, at first glance, I thought it was like a replication of the Motorola Kevlar design that they implemented into the Droid lineup a while back. But nevertheless, the back is still removable, and underneath that removable back comes dual stereo speakers where the speaker cutout is, and of course the 3,000 milliamp battery is removable, and it has a micro SD card slot expandable up to 128 gigs with a micro SIM card slot. The only key difference between the Oppo Find 7 and the Oppo Find 7a is the backplate. As I said, it is carbon fiber and it feels excellent in the hand. It feels very premium and it feels very durable. So if you like the 7a, then you're going to love the Find 7 in terms of design. And let's not forget about that famous notification light at the bottom of the front of the display, which is absolutely gorgeous and one of a kind. In terms of overall design, this is a very large phone. As you see here, it's much thicker and much taller than the Galaxy S5, and the S5 is not a small phone by any means. But let's put the Oppo Find 7 against a phone that has the same size display. In fact, let's do the LG G3, and you can see the Oppo Find 7 still towers over the LG G3 despite it having the same size display. They have relatively the same size thickness, but thanks to the near bezel-less display and the on-screen buttons on the LG G3, it can remain more compact. Oh, and I had to remove that built-in screen protector that comes on the Find 7, the same as I did the Find 7a. It just is a terrible fingerprint magnet. It has the quad-core Snapdragon 801 processor clocked at 2.5 GHz, it has 3 GB of RAM, and it has the Adreno 330 for graphics. But here's the thing, despite all those specs, it's still running Android Jelly Bean. I mean, come on, we're almost at the release time of Android L, which is Android 4.5, and it's still running Android 4.3. I really hope Oppo updates the software very soon. And my first impressions of ColorOS, even though I had the 7a, is I really don't like it. It's one of the things that you have to get used to, but the more I use it, the more I do like it. I just don't prefer it. So here's the only 3 phones in the world that have Quad HD displays. You have the Oppo Find 7 on the far left, you have the S5 Prime in the middle, and then you have the LG G3 on the far right. So if you want to see a full comparison with the Find 7 and these two other phones, let me get a thumbs up and leave me a comment in the section below. So here's just some images off my display tester, and this is just some real world images, and I just want to show you the details and the color saturation of the Oppo Find 7, and I can tell you right off the bat, it's excellent. Is it as good as the S5? Well, personally, I don't think so. But again, if you want me to do a full comparison so that way you guys can be the judge for yourself, let me get that thumbs up. And you can see here the greens are a little bit washed out. They're not as deep and not as lively as I like, but nevertheless, they are pretty accurate, I have to say. But here you can see the green is amazing. It's very deep, it's very dark, and the level of detail in the leaves is insane. You can see the veins in the leaves, you can see where the leaves are starting to decompose, and even in the water droplets, the detail is amazing. But that's what you expect from a Quad HD display. In this picture here, you can see the different shades of blue that kind of merge because of the fading, but you can see it replicates it very well, and you can see great detail in the image still. Moving on to an image that has a lot of dark colors, you can see it replicates blacks very well. They're very deep, they're very dark, and despite it having a lot of light tones still to this picture, you can still see an excellent amount of detail, especially in the clouds and the stars in the background. When you look at this picture, which is a up-close view of a dandelion, you can see it has a yellowish tint and soft whites. And that's just because of the actual picture. I think it replicates it very well. It has very natural colors and they're very soft toned. The next picture has a lot to do with the whites. And as you see, the whites are very white. They're not grayish. They don't have like a yellowish tint to them like some people are reporting. And the level of detail is still there. So very good on the whites so far. Moving on to the next picture, which shows off the reds. You can see the reds are represented very well. They're not too orange, they're not too pink, and the amount of detail in the rose itself is still there, so you're not losing any detail and it's not too oversaturated. And the final picture, which shows off the orange colors, and you can see the sun actually looks very orange and very lifelike. So it's not too oversaturated, it's not too toned down, it's very natural and it has a very good lifelike feel. Now when compared to the Galaxy S5, if you take a look at the graph here, the Galaxy S5 does have a better display still. It has a wider color choice as well as more accurate colors, but it's very close still. If you pop into LG G3, you can see the Oppo Find 7 definitely beats the LG G3 in terms of better display. At least if you go by this graph. I plan on digging deeper into these displays and having a full comparison between the LG G3 and the Oppo Find 7 and the Galaxy S5 Prime versus the Oppo Find 7. So let me know in the comment section what you want to see in these comparisons, as well as what you want to see in the full review of the Oppo Find 7. I hope you guys like this video, so make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment in the section below, and make sure you follow me on all my social media connections. And of course, as always guys, thank you for watching and all your support.